women and come across as women. I don't think they need to come across with competing, with a competing mindset, because they're really not competing. At least men don't look at them like that, right? So I think once they have their morals, values in check, and integrity, and willing to take accountability for their own actions and what comes out of their mouth, and being able to, I wouldn't say be submissive and all that. That's like really, I find that a very, I don't know, I just don't like that word. But being able to get along with who they choose as a mate and who we choose as well. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
No matter how tall she is, how short she is.
Oh, well, listen, if you want to get into spam, well, let's just,
I'm just
okay.
asking.
It does matter, all right? Because that matters because, listen, if I was a woman and I had an ugly face, I would damn give them a body to look at, right? Because I ain't got nothing else to work with, straight up. So being fit matters. It says a lot about you, right? Nobody wants 2 tons of fun. Who's rolling that over a threshold? All right. And I think women need to take responsibility for that. You know, today in this modern world, fitness is in. You know, you have to know how to take the fork out of your mouth, right? And you know what? You need to know what to put in it. And, you know, yes, you know, every day a broken clock is right twice a day. But in general, men don't want fat women. So you have to be in shape. Just like a girl doesn't want a guy that's not on his purpose, making money, doing what he needs to do to provide for his family and holding down his fort, right? And there's requirements for that. Women, the hotter the woman, the more requirements they want. And I don't blame them, right? I don't blame a woman for that. As a matter of fact, if a woman's hot, she deserves the best product.
I don't, like, it's all love, Antoine, but I don't agree with that. You know, I think it's about the physical part. Like, you know, health and wellness, like, it's all about perspective, because there's plenty of wealthy men out there that love plus size women.
Is it generally, or you're speaking anecdotal? Is it generally, or you're speaking anecdotal?
I think generally, like, you know, we've shifted the idea of beauty here in the last couple of generations. You know, I'm not talking about.
I just want to make sure you're clear when you say generally. So you're saying generally a man wants a big woman?
No, I think we're attracted to what we're around the most. That's just sociology.
I'm talking generally, though. We're talking generally, right?
And so if you're generally around larger women, you're going to be attracted to larger women.
Oh, okay. So you're saying environment has a place.
Environment has a part to do with that. But
okay,
let me get on to what does quality look like in a woman? And I think I'm going to take a more philosophical sense. I think it comes with someone who brings you peace, that brings light into your life. And what
but what gets you over there? Let's be real. What gets you over there?
It might be the outer shell a little bit, but once again, quality. Right. I mean, quality. You can look at a Ferrari, but if it doesn't have an engine in it, that's not a quality car. But
what gets you over there, though? I'm just saying, what gets you over there? I get the whole thing with the Ferrari may not have an engine over there, but you're still going to look at it from across the street.
Yeah. So even then,
so as long as we're being general.
But the same thing, my environment, if I've been around larger women all my life, and that's what I've been attracted, then her shell is going to be different than something that you may be attracted to. So quality comes from what your perspective in your environment is. So personally, for me, I think that it has to do with if this woman brings you peace, if she helps you elevate your life. Like, I'm married. I've been married almost 5 years. And what made me come in from out of the woods was my wife brought me peace.
And you were attracted to her first, right?
Yeah, and the reason and the thing is, she was not the prototypical woman that a lot of guys went for in college. My wife is almost 5'9", and you know she's thick, but I love that about her, you know. Mm-hmm. And I saw something, and after I got to know her, I was like, wow, outside of her outer shell is her inner beauty that attracted me. That's what brought quality, and having those deep, in-depth conversations. I was able to watch a TikTok the other day, and we are able in this age now with cell phones and all types of technology, we are able to create this facade about ourselves online and attract people from all around the world. Pretty is not some just rare thing now. Anybody can go into a doctor's office and come out looking like Denzel or Beyonce. Let's be real. With enough money, you can change what quality looks like.
Keyword
but at
money.
the end of the day, if somebody behind closed doors, when you start having conversations and you start dealing with people on the regular, they're going to start to find out, if the cream rises or not. So I think quality honestly boils down to who you are as a person and what your moral and your values boil down to. And if they align with a specific person, that's what quality looks like in my own personal opinion. And like I said, that's my opinion.
Right. But you still got to be attracted to get over there.
So yes, Antoine, you got to be attracted.
As long as it's being general, because I'm just saying, as long as it's being general and what gets you over there. I don't care about that brain part is great, but I'm just as long as you include you were attracted to your wife first. You were attracted to your wife first before she opened her mouth.
Right. So after getting over there, after getting over there, yeah, I think I agree 100% with JL. There's some things that you're going to have to get through in the midst of conversation, understanding and learning one another. Part of that is just understanding is whether or not we are going to be able to dialogue at such. Like for me, I like to have fun. I'm gonna be honest with you. So part of that quality thing is just the ability to disconnect from the world from time to time and just have fun. Everybody has a little kid in them to a certain degree. Can we laugh? Can we enjoy the time that we spend together? Going back to what JL said, what are your morals and what are your moral values, the things, what's important to you? For me, this is nothing new. Everybody on this panel know that, I love God. So do we have that, do we share in that ability? I can't say, and this was a question I had that we talked about, not on this panel, but another panel I'm a part of, is that a deal breaker for you? Unfortunately, I got to say, yeah. Simply because that kind of helps to shape morals and values and things of that nature. So, how you treat your parents is another thing. That's something else that becomes very significant because that kind of sheds the light on who you are and all of those other things. So, I look at family dynamics, I look at behavior, I look at what your emotional intelligence look like. Like when you get mad, do you become a different beast? You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Those things are all important. So we can't take all of those off the table. We can't just, say, well, we're going to get past that because they're pretty. No, pretty goes out the door after after high. Pretty goes out the door. I'm just going to be honest with you. And so when we start looking at these different things, we have to be compatible to such a degree that we can have healthy conversation where we can build together. That's the last part I got to put in there because if I can't build with you, I can't be with you. That's just what it looks like. And I think that right there, that's the solidifying piece. If we can't build together, and I talk about this when I teach Bible study, if we have one vision in the house, then we're growing in the right path. So right path. If we have two visions, well, two division. Simple math, right? So one vision, are we working together in that one vision so that we can build together? Because here's what's going to happen. You're either going to choose to grow or life is going to make you grow. So either we're going to grow together, we're going to grow apart. And that's just a simple fact.
So what does quality look like in a woman? So to kind of piggyback off what Coach said, I use a word that's very simple: participation. If you do not participate in what is being done, you know what I'm saying, to lead the relationship, then you're almost like a co-conspirator. You know what I'm saying? Like you're in an unhealthy competition with your own expectations at that point. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it like the will to participate in certain activities, being spontaneous. It's plenty of pretty women that don't get up and do anything. You know what I'm saying? But just be pretty. Some of them just put on makeup and take pictures, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? They don't get out and do anything. So simply put, I think participation and activities gives you a better insight into the individual to see what qualities they have. You know what I'm saying? Because you could meet somebody, they might just be a good person to be fun to hang out with, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? And some people you only going to talk to them when you're in the car. Some of them you only going to talk to them when you got a social setting, you know what I'm saying? Because you want to kind of keep that person in, you know what I'm saying, in the right space so you can see the best version of them or multiple versions of them. Because just like you said before, you know what I'm saying, you don't know what kind of beast that person might be when they get upset. And do you have what it takes to be there with them at their worst? You know what I'm saying? So like attraction ain't no different than trying to look at fruit, you know what I'm saying, in the produce department. Like, how many times you grabbed the apple and you thought that was the one, and then you flipped it over and it was dented up or beat up or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So like attraction just, I don't know. I think that's so subjective. That's why I always say all things are true, because what you know what I'm saying, make somebody else think somebody else is hot or whatever may not even matter to people like us. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. I guess it's just so subjective, and I think it parries off how whole the person is that's doing the choosing. Like, if you know what you like, you know what you into. Like, if you know that you live an adrenaline junkie type of life, I don't suggest you go date a librarian. You know what I'm saying? I suggest that you kind of meet people that's already in the space of what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And more importantly, you got to meet people while you're in your motion, not trying to jump on their motion. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know the ins and outs of what makes that person go. Because if typically most of us all of us sit up here are purpose-driven people. We all got multiple projects, things that we're working on, stuff that pulls us left and right, family obligations, network obligations, and things of that nature, right? So the things that we do, although it sounds like a lot, it happens in the motion of what we do naturally. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you've never gone ice fishing before, or some one-off thing, you know what I'm saying, and this person likes to do that, you got to get comfortable with that. And at some point, you got to subject yourself to what they like to do too, so you can see how good they are in their element. But attraction, I think social media, dating culture, finances, economics, and the state of where we are right now socially, I don't put too much stock in attraction. You definitely want to find somebody that you can have cooperation with. You know what I'm saying? I think cooperation is more attractive. That's the thing. As you get older, some things become more attractive and less attractive. So peace is ultimately it. If you're looking for the superficial surface stuff, there's plenty of those people out there. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't enough to just be hot.